everybody, it's Lisa Monoson here. Got a quick video for you from a video request. I have some people that are asking how I bag my books. Now, there has been several videos out there of people that have done bagging, but since there wasn't one on my channel and people were asking, I figured I'd go ahead and do it for you as a requested video. So basically, the first thing, of course, you need to start with is your supplies. So always make sure when you're bagging your books that number one, you have flyers of some sort that you're going to be putting into, not that one, that's a blank one, that you're going to be putting into your brochures. So we have this one, which is probably coming up backwards on the video, that I use a lot of. And I think this was actually from Molly Stone Bib, or and I added my own QR code on there as well. You can do all kinds of flyers. You can do all kinds of different advertisement. All of your books that you bag up, whether it be for tossing or whether it be for your customers, need to have some sort of flyer in it in regards to joining you in your business. The next thing that I always have on all my brochures, of course, is labels on the back. You can buy a stamp, but I prefer labels because the back of our brochures are kind of glossy. They're not flat, so when you do a stamp on it, it tends to smudge. So these are what's on the back of mine. Again, I don't know if it's coming up crooked on your screen or backwards. It looks like it's backward as I'm watching it film here, but that's how my labels look on the back of my brochures. And then I also like to put some sort of advertisement on the front, depending on what I'm doing for the campaign. So this is what I have on the front of my Campaign 3 brochure. And it basically just states, in case it is coming up backwards, is free eyeshadow on page 19 with any purchase of the Instinct perfume collection for him or for her. And basically, if you look on that page, it's a $2.99 eyeshadow single. And what that's doing is it's getting your customers who may be buying fragrance also on beauty products. By you giving them a free one, you're basically giving them about 12% back in product, and you're giving them a beauty product, so therefore they'll come back if they love the shadow and order more shades. And I'll show you the page that I have it on. It's on page 19. Let's see if I can pull this up for you. So as you can see, the shadows are $2.99, so I picked out something that was comparable in the price of Instinct. So Instinct is $28 for the collection for her, and then for him is $25 for the collection. So again, I'm not giving more than 10, 12, 15% max back to my customer. So prepare your books. That's the most important thing. Make sure you get a sticker of some sort on the front if it's a special, or your recruiting sticker or a recruiting flyer, and make sure the back is completely labeled as well. Quick note for those of you that are watching, when we get to campaign 6, of this year, Avon will be adding a recruiting ad back in the brochure. My tip for you is to make sure that you go to the page where the recruiting ad is and cover up. It's going to tell the person that's reading the book to come see the representative that gave them the brochure for more information on how they can get started. But it also states on there that they can also call the 1-800 number. So if you're recruiting in Avon, you don't want them calling that 1-800 number. You want them to come see you, and a lot of times people just read part of the ad and then they see the big fat 1-800 number, and they, even though you gave it to them, they could still end up calling that number. So my suggestion when you're preparing your brochures from campaign 6 on, when that ad is in the book, is for you to take a label and put right over the 1-800 number to call you, if you're recruiting and building a team, to call you and put your Start Avon with your code on there so that they don't look any further, and put it big, bold, right on the front of the ad, okay? That way there's no worry that they're going to go to the back of the book and go to avon.com and get started with just anybody, okay? So that's my tip for you. So as far as bagging, really simple. There's a couple ways people, when I always did bags back in the day, you want to make sure you have your clear What's New bags. They used to be called What's New bags, but they're called clear literature bags. They have the handle, as you can see at the top. Always have your business cards ready that you're going to put in your bag as well. And you can take your brochure, if it's just this book and any supplemental, I like to put them in sideways and slide them down just like that, okay? See how simple that is? You just slide it in. If I have multiple books, you can put them in sideways this way. And then you want to make sure that it is this part of the book, stuff it in the inside just like that. It makes it look smooth and very magazine-like, and I try to keep the writing on, there's always a warning so people don't stick it over their heads and stuff, crazy. you know, they've got to protect themselves from the plastic bag, I guess. But at any rate, I try to keep that to the back. Sometimes as I'm bagging quickly, it ends up on the front of the brochure. It doesn't look as nice, but this is great. And that way you can neatly, these are great for tossing, or, you know, if you're meeting new clients, I like to keep them in my purse like this so it keeps them clean. Now, my regular customers that are ordering from me and getting an order, then I just make sure that the book is in the bag. I like to put the supplemental books in their bag. I don't necessarily need to wrap it in plastic. Another thing you can do with your bags is if you have a Mark Magalog or a larger book, so I'm just going to use this as an example, then you're going to have to put it in your bag differently because it's not going to fit the other way. So if you fold it like this, it goes in the bag very quickly and easily. Done. Okay? This way, if you're going to be doing a toss, I still, you can tuck it into the top brochure, or you can take it straight to the back like this if you're tossing, and just put a little piece of tape and then you can throw. Another thing you can do is cut the handles or tear the handles if you're doing very quickly. And then I just take a knot. It doesn't look as nice, but if you're tossing and have a large thing, you can knot them, tie it in a knot, and then when you go to toss, it's not going to fly out of the bag. So that's the fast way. It doesn't look as good as, oops, excuse me, doesn't look as nice as these do, okay? But when you have a larger book, and you can see I got the writing on the front of this one, but when you're doing them fast and you're doing tossing, you know, you can do this way. Now, another thing you can do, and I'm going to undo this bag, is fold your Mark Magalog. If you want to keep them looking like this for tossing or giving, you can just go ahead and fold your Mark Magalog in half like this so that it matches. You can take it and pull your bag up like this, slide it in. It took me, like when I first started doing this, I'm like, gosh, it seems tight like this, but after a while, as long as you have it even, and then I like to push it down on my desk and just kind of crunch it up, and it all just goes in really, so as it gets tighter, makes it a little harder, and just drop it down in the bag, okay? And then again, as long as you have the open bound part of your brochure facing up, then you can stuff it in this way. So that's one way. If you wanted to do something decorative, like you're going to an office and you want to make them look really pretty, then I would suggest, let me going back here, putting them in the regular way with your flyers. So again, you can just fold it in half, drop it in, make sure that the writing is to the back. I do that often. Drop it in, and then make sure you have like a couple samples in there. You can do, I love these boxes that we've come out with because you get a good amount of samples for $4. You get like 100 samples. So you can do a women's perfume, a men's cologne. You have the Driven. Put those in there. Put those in the front with your business card and your flyer. Drop them in the bag, and then use ribbon to gather this up and do a pretty ribbon and have those ready to go for when you're prospecting to offices for your Customer Appreciation Day. So there's lots of different ways. Some people are doing what they call bombitas now, and that is where they're doing these, but they're putting in a little bit of candy, and then they're using that to toss or to give away at events. So there's lots of different ways that you can do it. You know, it's completely up to you, but I'm finding my new favorite way, honestly, to be this side version like this. Is to be like neat, tight, and I've been tossing them this way also, and they're not falling out. And again, you know, you can put your samples in there, one of each, men's, women's, and your business card and your flyer, and you're good to go. So thanks for watching. I hope that's very helpful. I hope that that will help you with bagging your brochures. Again, you can cut the handles. You can leave them the way they are. Do the tuck. Do them this way. If you're going to be hanging them on a door, you have to do it this way. But if you're not hanging them on a door, then if you're tossing or just handing out or keeping them in your purse, you can keep them nice and neat and clean by just doing them like this. So thanks for watching, and have a wonderful Avon day.